Alright, how we doing, folks, man? Your boy Marcus over here, man. Freestyle Friday. Pretty much put up whatever the hell I want over here. In this case, we're going to put up probably a Super Meat Boy we'll see here on the channel, at least for a while, until maybe I decide to tackle some of those extra stages, even the Dark World stages and whatnot. I'm basically replaying you through some of my tougher stages. You know, you could save these replays, and as you can see, I'm going to go down through them and just kind of play them over there. These are kind of like stages that are the stages that I felt like I had the most challenge on. You know, pretty much any stage that I got stuck on or that I felt was just kind of just absurd. I mean, these crow things were a biatch. If you see right there, like that last one, I don't know how that thing didn't get me, man. Sometimes you get a break, and sometimes that's what you need to like, get through a stage. Honestly, you just need to catch a break, and this was just crazy. So check this out. You have to go down like this platform. Obviously, you can't touch the lava. Look how like designed that wall was up there, where you can't fully jump it. These crows come down, and if you keep going down, they just beam right at you. But you still have to get the platform moving at the correct time, and it's insane when you just see that there's one like little Super Meat Boy that makes it through like the last like half of the stage. Oh god, that was difficult, man. I'm reliving some nightmares. This thing was a bitch. So I actually stopped playing the game for a while because of this stage. You gotta get introduced to this brown piece of poop over here that follows you everywhere. You gotta get this key, bring it back over, get the guy back after you again, get another key, try to lure the guy. I always try to lure the guy out of there so I can actually come back over here, dude, on peace. Open that up and then check out these beast jumps you gotta do over here. 1, 2, and then you just gotta use a little bit of slide of momentum to get up there, which looks a lot easier than it actually is, man. But that's kind of how this whole game is, man. When you look at it, you're like, it's not too crazy. Oh my god, the thing is difficult. That's I thought that was the same one, so I actually turned off over there, but I think it was actually its own separate one. There we go. Good job. So this one was a little bit of a pain in the ass too, right? I initially would go down and try to float over these things. This one I didn't like as much because I felt like I didn't have that much control over, you know, because I was kind of relying on these floaty things. And once you don't rely on your own self in these kind of games, I'm kind of like, I don't know. This part wasn't too difficult over here. They're jumping away from these things, whatever. You kind of timed that out. There's another one of these guys. There was actually, I think, 2 at the bottom that I think I just kind of skipped over by doing that. So right there, you got to watch out because that little thing pushes you down. Which was the first time it happened to me. I was like, why? Why would you push me down? I just came from being down there. Nobody wants to be down there. Why would you do that? This one wasn't tough, but I really found this stage very enjoyable. You know, it wasn't the craziest, hardest thing, but it kind of opened up to me just how much variety there is in terms of this game. Like, this isn't all going downhill kind of stage, which huge, just like razor blade type thingies, man. And then one of these jumps that by the end of the game, those jumps are easy. Like by the end of the game, those jumps don't even like mean anything to you anymore, which just speaks to this game. And then here's some of the last level stages, which, you know, got serious because they were black and white or whatever. I didn't feel that they were the most complicated stages, but as you can see, man, it took several lives. Specifically this beginning part right here, it took several lives to get through. You just gotta, you know, meticulously get all these jumps, to get this key. And when I first got the key, I was like, where do I go now? And I was kind of like, oh, you know what? If you come back over here, scooching over here, then you're looking. I'm like, all right, cool, let's get through over there. The other people are still waiting. He's about to get just annihilated at some point over here. And this was a little bit tough to get the timing in to get through this little saw. Oof, you can see it. It almost like nibbles you like a little bit. Even in like the best runs I had, it still almost looks like I should have died over here. And level 6-2 right here, this was just crazy. Go down over there. Excuse me to all those guys. Come around down over here. Come back over, hop back over. This part was all, you know, kind of fair games. Like, all right, this is all feasible. So you get this key, right? And when I got the key the first time, I kind of looked and I'm like, so where do I go? Like, what do I use the key for? And I looked up, I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna have to redo the whole stage. So you redo the whole stage. You go back. You get to this point, you're kind of like, oh boy, go back. I mean, this was to me, it was a very intricate use and one of my favorite stages in terms of how they used the same layout twice in 2 different ways, and they honestly caught me in the sense that I didn't even know that we were going to use this whole layout. Over here, I'm just trying to kind of gauge and measure this because I was like, I don't know how much like leeway I actually have with this damn thing. And I just hop over there, get back in there, get my girl. So it was a very intricate use to me because it's actually like a one-screen stage. Some of my favorite stages in this game were the one-screen stages, you know. This stage was a biatch as well. The first time when I played this stage, I didn't even realize that there was keys. So if you're going to notice, there's a lot of Super people just go flying up ahead. Because I was like, alright, that's fake. I don't even got that thing is barely gonna do it. I don't even got to jump over there. I'm good. Same thing. I kept flying through, and then eventually I got to the end, and it was like, oh, you need like 3 keys. I'm like, 3 keys? And I died, and I started looking. I was like, oh, because everything was great, so I didn't really pay much attention to it. And I was like, oh, I got it now. You got to get in there and get the key and get out. Okay. Yep. Makes sense. That makes it definitely a lot harder. All of a sudden, I kind of laughed. I was like, I thought this thing was going to be easy. Check this out. Woo! On it right there. Way too close. Way too close. I managed to come up over here. So the first time I only got that last key because you got forced to because you got to go through there. And I kind of stood there and I was like, well, where the hell are the other keys at? And I was convinced as soon as there was nothing else to do. 6-3 or 6-4, whatever the hell the number was, and I clicked over here. This wasn't too difficult. I didn't have too much of an issue with stages that were kind of straightforward and didn't have like crazy platform. You know, if it was all just timing in terms of just gauging where the things were, the buzzsaws were, or whatnot, I was kind of cool with it. I didn't really mind, and you'll see how I kind of fly through this stage right here. And this is honestly, I had like a handful of tries for this one, even though this last jump over here really had to think about it. You know, I hopped off there real quick because I was like, man, how the hell do I? And the key is to try to get those two blades on that side as close as possible as you can to give you the most time to actually be able to jump over there, man. And then 6-5, this was probably one of the hardest stages in the game, in all fairness. So you're going to see all these meat boys. There's just a lot of things in this stage. Like, there's a lot of things to do in this stage. Nothing in particular is, like, crazy hard, but you have to nail all these jumps. And look just how intricate these are. And if you really pay attention to the other meatballs, I tried a bajillion things to get through this damn level. Look at that jump between those damn two things. Coming down here, to me, was one of the hardest things I did in the game, because you have to time these little baby jumps out of there. And check this one out. You got to time this just right to get over the saw. I mean, you got to get the momentum away from the saw to then come back to the saw, which is crazy. And then cap it off with some really tight jumps right here. Like, these are just really tight jumps. Deuces.